What's good, people? What is up? What is they went from the fourth level of hell and sent us down to the seventh level of hell. Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. What?
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this.
Introduced to Tick's Meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really hello, casting, wardrobe, y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these fans on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not going to see it? We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse, and y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, baby, you ate on this first date, you giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Well, you gonna run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's our new theme song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Ow. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Ooh, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitches was going to start. I thought Lil Bird was going to turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lou and ran right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation by trying to find out if Lil Bird was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he would start talking about prison. Why? Because the bitches was probably fucking in prison. Girl. Uncle Cliff, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. Well, he had on look like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. Like, I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequins. He had on way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Iyanla Vanzant's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup clumped in everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. Like, you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. And Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the three kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see it. Hit me up in my DMs. I do want to see if you have a blue thong or a blue, jock strap or something like that. I'd love to see it too. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now, Troy. Well, hello, people. Hello. What up? All that good stuff. It's Wednesday, right? Yes, it is Wednesday. I'm starting to lose track of days. It is Wednesday, y'all. It be so much going on. I lose track of days. Nevertheless, we're here. I got my Red Bull. And I'm ready to go. It's time to get this party started. It's time to make it do what it do. Make it happen. Let me say hey to y'all. I have, of course, the dossier is real packed. We got a lot to talk about, a lot to get into. Time waits for nobody. And the people are doing what they do, and we're going to do what we do. Okay. Anyway, somebody, if it's you, somebody sent me some recommendations for documentaries on James Marion Sims. Somebody emailed me. If that's you, please let me know and identify yourself, because you didn't put your YouTube name, and I don't want to put your name on your email. But if that's you, just put it in the chat and let me know that was you. But thank you for those recommendations. Also, there are a couple people who recently got memberships. You're not yet in the members only chat. I need you to send me either a DM on Instagram, or you could email me my information. Let me put the crawl at the bottom. My information is scrolling at the bottom. And please either send me an email or a DM me on Instagram so that I can send you the link to the members only chat. Because the members only chat is where it's at. Shout out to the members. But yes, please, if that's you and you just recently got a membership, send me an email or a DM. Make sure you put your YouTube name or your YouTube handle, I should say, in that in the chat, in the message, and that way I can go ahead and add you to the members only chat. Let me say hey to y'all, and then we'll get this party started. Hey, Complex 613, how the hell are you? Katrina is here. How are you today, my love? Tracy W is here. Universal Goddess is in the building. She is here. Ravine is here. Hey, Ravine. DPG is here. Yeah, I know it's snowing over there where you at, DPG. It is snowing over there. How many inches y'all got over there? Jesus. Ravine, I ain't paying you no mind. I ain't paying you no mind, Ravine. Hey, Jason, what's good, bruh? What is up? Crazy Homebody Girl is here. Paul. Now, I'm glad you came to class on time, Paul. I guess you and Trade got done a little early today, so you was able to crawl from up under Trade and get over here to class on time. We're glad to have you. Glad to see you. That was you, DPG. Okay, thank you, my love. Thank you. I got those. Hey, Demetria, what's going on, beautiful? How you doing today? You spiking out today? Demetria, you can't let these people have you spiking out like this, okay? You cannot be spiking out like this. Hey, Morgan, what's going on, my love? How you doing? Pinky Tiki, what you got going on over there? You all right over there, girl? You got 8 inches over there, but it's right. Listen, we have a whole flood warning over here, DPG. It's been raining for the last 2 days. It rained all day yesterday. It's been raining all day today. It's not even good rain. It's cold rain. It's in the low 30s. Like, it's been fluctuating anywhere from about a 36 to a 39, anywhere from 36 to 39 degrees for the last 2 days. And it's just been raining. Cold, wet rain for the last 2 days nonstop. It's a mess. Just a damn mess. It smells like corn nuts over where? Dear God. Hey, Samira, what's going on, sweetheart? How you doing today? Samira, you been paying attention to all this shit going on? Tracy W, you say you spike out every morning, child. I be trying to contain all my sugar spikes, but sometimes it be hard, y'all. Sometimes it be hard. Child. You looking for the snow they promised so you can call off tomorrow, child? Anyway, if you're ready to get this party started, go ahead and put a Shondo in the chat. Let's go ahead and get this started. Hey, Tawana Boo. What's going on, sweetheart? What is going on? I don't know why these people. Let me shut down this work computer. Y'all ain't getting nothing else from me until tomorrow. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. I don't have this type of time. I do not have this type of time. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Let me shut down this work computer because I don't have it to do. Don't at all. I do not have it to do. Shut it all down. Shut it all down. All right. Look like we ready to get this party started. Let's go ahead and get it started. How am I, Complex 613? I'm okay over here. You know we can't complain. We all right over here. I'm a little hungry. I might go and get me some crabs when we get off of here. I ain't had no crabs in a little minute. It's been a couple weeks since I had some crabs. So I might go get me some after we get off of here. You know what I'm saying? When we get off here, I might go get me some crabs because I ain't had nothing in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Cha. We'll get there, Tawana. We'll get there, honey. Anyway, let's start off with our Black History moments, our little known Black History moments. I am we talked about this yesterday, and I am so glad that you all are enjoying our little known Black History moments. So you can use some crabs for Valentine's Day. I know that's right, Ravine. So let's we have our 2 Black History moments. Y'all know I told y'all we're gonna do 2 little known Black History moments each day. Hopefully, at least one of the 2 you learned something. All right. Let's see what we got here. In our first, let me pull up the first one. I want to pull up the information. Oh, God. Move out of my way. All right. In our first Black History moment, come on. Where is it at? Wait, where did it go? I can't find it, y'all. Hold on. I don't want to put the picture up until I find the information. I just passed it. Oh, God. This is why I need to get my dossier in order. Get it in order, L. Teddy. Get it in order. Oh, God. Am I going crazy, y'all? Did I pass it? Hold on. This is why you have to. Okay. I did pass it. All right. So, in our first little known Black History moment, now, with the approaching confirmation hearings of, not hearings, but vote for HHS Secretary Robert Kennedy, RFK Jr., I wanted to remind us that if not for Black people, we would not have vaccinations in these yet to be United States of America. So let's hear and our 2 Black History moments. They'll be real brief today, but let's learn about Onesimus. Okay, Onesimus. Now, so let's talk about how, if not for this Black man, we would not have inoculations in this country. In 1721, a smallpox epidemic struck the city of Boston. This highly contagious virus was killing hundreds during a time of lesser medical advancements. And it was an enslaved man by the name of Onesimus that changed everything. Onesimus was purchased in 1706 for Cotton Mather, a prominent Puritan minister. Though Mather held a great distrust for Onesimus, he knew that the man was clever. Amid the spreading sickness, Onesimus confided to his master Mathis about the practice of inoculations, which had been used in Africa for centuries. Mather brought this vital information to Dr. Zabdiel Bolston, who, despite a major pushback against the idea, managed to successfully inoculate 240 people based on information and science gathered from Onesimus. So that is the story of, there's much more to the story of Onesimus that I could go into a little more,
but we don't have that kind of time. Okay. So, but without Onesimus, hundreds of lives of Bostonians and later um members of this country would have died, and he helped introduce the idea of inoculations, vaccinations or immunizations here in this country. Little known Black history, um, little known Black history fact. Onesimus. All right. Hey Montrez, what's good, bruh? Hey Tanya, boo, what's going on? Hey Precious, how you doing? Montrez, what's good, bruh? Now, a lot of people don't know the story of Onesimus, so that's why I wanted to bring that to you. And that's how we have inoculations in this country. Here is the other little known Black history moment. Let's hear, let me pull this up. The story of Cathay Williams. Let me give you her story. Where are you? The story of Cathay Williams. Oh God, I keep passing my stuff, y'all. Oh, here we are. Cathay Williams, a once enslaved woman, disguised herself as a man to serve in the U.S. Army after the Civil War. There are some stories that are verified that say that she did live part of her life as a trans man, which is why she was easily able to become a part of the Union Army. In 1861, Cathay Williams was freed from service at the Johnson plantation by the Union Army and immediately pressed into service as a cook and washerwoman for the troops. Despite being forced to travel around the country with General Philip Sheridan's troops for 5 years, she found a new sense of purpose in working with the troops. So much so that she disguised herself as a man and enlisted in the 38th Infantry in 1866 as William Cathay. Now, once again, her name was Cathay Williams, Williams being her last name, Cathay being her first name, but when she disguised herself as a man, she changed her name to William Cathay. Like I said, she was born to an enslaved mother and a free father in Independence, Missouri in 1844. During her adolescence, she worked as a house slave and on the Johnson plantation on the outskirts of Jefferson City, Missouri. In 1861, Union forces occupied Jefferson City during the early stages of the Civil War. At this time, captured slaves were officially designated as contraband, and some served in military support roles as cook, laundresses, and nurses. Before her voluntary enlistment at just 17 years old, she served as an army cook and a washerwoman. In this role, she accompanied the infantry all over the country. She served under the services of General Philip Sheridan and witnessed the Red River Campaign and the Battle of Pea Ridge. Despite the prohibition against women serving in the military, she enlisted in the U.S. Regular Army under the false name of William Cathay on November 15, 1866. She enlisted for a 3-year engagement, passing herself as a man. She was assigned to the 38th U.S. Infantry Regiment after she passed the cursory medical examination. Though this exam should have outed her as a woman, the Army did not require full medical exams at the time. Shortly after her enlistment, she contracted smallpox and was hospitalized. And, we just talked about vaccinations and so forth. She rejoined her unit in New Mexico. There, possibly due to the effects of smallpox, the heat, or the years of marching, her body began to show signs of strain. Due to her frequent hospitalization, the post surgeon finally discovered she was a woman and informed the post commander. She was honorably discharged by her commanding officer, Captain Charles E. Clark, on October 14, 1868. Though her disability discharge meant the end of her tenure with the Army, her adventure continued. She signed up with an emerging all black regiment that would eventually become part of the legendary Buffalo Soldiers. Following her discharge, she went on to work as a cook at Fort Union, New Mexico, now Fort Union National Monument, and later moved to Pueblo, Colorado. Though she married, it ended badly after her husband stole her money and a team of horses. Williams had um her husband, I'm sorry, she had her husband, I should say, arrested and then moved to Trinidad, Colorado, where she worked as a seamstress. It was during that time that her story first became public. A reporter from St. Louis heard rumors of a female African American who had served in the Army and came to interview her. Her life and military service narrative was published in the St. Louis Daily Times on January 2nd, 1876. Around 1889 or 1890, she entered a local hospital and applied for a disability pension based on her military service. Though there was a precedent for granting pension to female soldiers, Williams' request was denied. In September 1893, a doctor examined Williams. She suffered from neuralgia and diabetes and had all her toes amputated and walked with a crutch. The doctor decided that she did not qualify for disability payments. The exact date of her death is unknown, but it is believed that she died shortly after she was denied disability. There's the story of Cathay Williams. As you can see, there is a statue in her honor. That statue is located at the now Fort Union National Monument. And that's the story of Cathay Williams, little known Black history moment. All right. Let me say hey to some of y'all before I bring Larry in. Larry, the people ready. Come on, Larry. While I say hi to the people that done came in here. Hey, tacos and tequila. Hey, Uncle Jay, what's going on? Sharice, what's going on, my love? Miss Baythang, how you doing? How you doing? You ready, Larry? Because the people wait. God. Hey, Antonia. Hey, Jay Parrish. Cha. Hey, Yana. All right, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary, gender-conforming members of our audience, I bring to you the great Larry Myers to help us usher in our Sugar Spike segment.
Oh, God. You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So loved the world, I want to fight. That he gave, his only begotten son.
Major sugar spike.
And who shall ever believe?
Major sugar spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus. So we start our Sugar Spike segment today. I wanted to start with a little bit of history. I know Tawana was talking about the perils of being a government employee nowadays. And I wanted to talk about some history and Supreme Court precedent with this. Now, the gentleman you see on the left, that is former U.S. Representative William E. Humphrey. Let me read this to you, and that'll shed a little bit of light on this thing we call precedent. President Donald Trump's purge at independent agencies is putting a target on a nearly 100-year-old Supreme Court precedent that protects certain officials from political whims of the White House. Since taking office 4 weeks ago, this administration has rapidly fired a member of the National Relations Board, two commissioners charged with enforcing civil rights laws in the workplace, and most recently, the top federal official who handles government workers' whistleblower complaints. Some of the officials Trump is targeting enjoy protections in federal law and law that bar their removal without cause. But many conservatives, including some who sit on the Supreme Court, have chafed at the idea that a president can't fire people in the executive branch at will. The litigation is almost certain to queue up a Supreme Court case challenging a key 1935 precedent, Humphrey's Executor versus the U.S., that allows Congress to require presidents to show cause such as malfeasance before dismissing board members overseeing independent agencies. Overturning that ruling would give presidents immense power to sweep away from service officials who enforce antitrust laws, labor rules, and disclosure requirements for publicly traded companies. Quote, over a 4-year horizon, I think Humphrey's executor is destined for the graveyard. I don't think I'm going out on a limb by saying there's likely a majority ready to overturn Humphrey's executor in the right case, end of quote. And that's that was a prediction from Dan Wolf, who leads the administrative law litigation practice at the Crowell and Mooring law firm. I wanted to bring this up because this was a very consequential case some 90 years ago. And just a little bit information about that case. In that Supreme Court case, there was a binding Supreme Court precedent that said that barred the firing of former Representative Humphreys by the president at that time. And so you see many of the people, inspectors generals, and we talked about Hampton Dellinger, which is the government's special counsel. We talked about his firing. They are pointing back to this Supreme Court precedent set in 1935. The problem comes, this is going to a Supreme Court that gave Donald Trump wide-reaching immunity in his capacity as president, and who we fully expect to overturn this Supreme Court precedent. The same Supreme Court that overturned the precedent of Roe v. Wade. The same Supreme Court that has no understanding for any amount of Supreme Court or judicial precedent. The reason this is important is because, remember, we have this 6-3 majority in the in the in SCOTUS, or the Supreme Court. If this ruling or precedent is shut down or overturned, now it will be it's going to be balls to the walls for these people, gutting the federal the executive branch, gutting the executive branch by removing this Supreme Court precedent. And there are several cases that are making its way through the circuits right now and are going to end up on the docket of the Supreme Court. Should the Supreme Court take the case, should the Supreme Court rule to overturn this precedent, that would give this president and any future president the authority to fire at will for no cause. And we're talking about firing people that are in independent agencies. The reason you keep hearing the term independent agencies is these are agencies that are not political. They are not Republican or Democratic led agencies. These are independent agencies whose job it is to protect citizens, to protect employees of the federal government, to perform oversight within various agencies of the federal government, and to do a host of different things so that our government can be accountable to the people for the money that they're given, be accountable to Congress and who appropriates funds to these federal agencies. So if this ruling is or this precedent is struck down, what's going to happen is that means that he can gut the executive branch and bring all of his people that align themselves to him, that are a part of the cult of Donald John Trump, all of his acolytes, all of his sycophants, all of these people who hang from the pubic hairs of Donald John, and put them in positions. And now he can go through and do whatever he wants. House and Senate oversight be damned. He's going to do whatever he wants. And that's a scary, scary notion. Hey, Xavier. Hey, Harold. I'm very afraid of some of these cases if the Supreme Court should take them up and they do have to make a ruling on this 1935 precedent. I'm very afraid to see what this sitting Supreme Court will do with that. We'll monitor the situation. Earlier today, you see my eye rolls, right? You see my eyes rolling, right? Earlier today, Tulsi Gabbard was confirmed and installed as the DNI, the Director of National Intelligence. Okay. Now, this is the same Tulsi Gabbard that used to be a Democrat out of Hawaii and now is a card carrying member of MAGA and the Church of Donald Trump and the Latter-day Saints today. Now, she's the same one who's been reckless with everything. And the problem with her is many people feel like if she's in charge with national intelligence, if she's the top or the head of national intelligence, that is a problem. Many people have a problem with a lot of Republicans on the right have a problem with the fact that she's refused to say that there was a problem with Eric Snowden stealing 1.5 million classified documents. Many Republicans on the right had a problem with that. Also, many Democrats on the left have a problem with the fact that she supports the powers authorized by FISA's Section 702, and that will provide. That's what the president uses for his daily briefings. When the president gets his daily briefings, most of the stuff that he gets in his daily briefings comes because of Section 702 of FISA. Now, FISA is the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act that happened way back under George W. Bush. Okay. Now, she wants expanded surveillance authority. Now, FISA, the 702 section 702 of FISA grants sweeping authority for there to be surveillance on foreign entities as well as on domestic entities. And she believes that authority should be expanded, which causes trepidation for a lot of Dems and even some Republicans. Okay. Now when she was a Democrat, she spoke vehemently about how she didn't believe that there should be this sweeping authority of section, or this expansion of Section 702 of FISA. But now that she's a part of the Church of Donald Trump and the Latter-day Saints, she's okay with it now. So as you can see, she goes with whatever is gonna make her look good in the eyes of Donald John. Now the vote went 48 to 52, meaning all of the Dems and one Republican voted to confirm this heifer. Who was the lone Republican that voted to confirm her? Mitch McConnell, our resident Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Now, please don't believe that Mitch McConnell has all of a sudden grew a pair of balls or saw the light or all of a sudden gave a damn about the American people. Mitch McConnell knows full well what this woman's confirmation means to American, the intelligence community in the country, and that's what he's concerned about. However, there are other Republicans that are concerned about it, but they were threatened. They were vehemently threatened. That's why the Susan Collinses of the world and the Lisa Murkowskis of the world bent the knee and went and voted for this heifer. Now, I believe Mitch McConnell at this point doesn't even know if he's going to make it to another election. I mean, he's checking out of here. Y'all see he fell down the damn stairs the other last week or so. The man at any given moment, we could be singing well, we won't be singing Going Up Yonder for Mitch McConnell. No, we won't be singing Going Up Yonder. Not for no Mitch McConnell. He ain't going up nowhere. We may be singing Burn, Baby, Burn. Disco Inferno, Burn, Baby, Burn. That's what we're going to be singing for Mitch McConnell. We will not be singing Going Up Yonder. Hey, Catherine Powell. So maybe Mitch McConnell decided to maybe he's feeling he want to try to make his way to the pearly gates. Sir, you're never going. You're not going to make your way in the pearly gates. What surprised me was that John Fetterman, fuck ass, voted no. I thought he was going. John Fetterman at this point is a staunch Republican. Like at this point, he's worse than Joe Manchin at this point to me. Like John Fetterman of Pennsylvania is worse, in my estimation, than Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin combined. I'm just going to be honest with you. But let's be clear, Mitch McConnell. We are not going to be singing Going Up Yonder. We're not going to be singing I Shall Wear a Crown. We're going to be singing Burn, Baby, Burn. Baby, when we get the notification that you done died, we will be doing this. I felt that way. Hey! Just saying. That's what we're going to be doing. When we get the notification across the crawl at the bottom that your fuck ass done went down to the 9th level of hell, we're not going to listen. We will not forget. The North has not forgotten. Shout out to Game of Thrones. The North is not forgotten. We should not forget, Mitch McConnell, that you are solely responsible for the Supreme Court that's sitting over there down to SCOTUS, okay? You're responsible for that. We shall not forget, Mitch McConnell, how many atrocities are going on in this country because of you and your fuck shit, okay? Please be clear. You're the same Mitch McConnell that when came time when Donald John was impeached and could have been removed from office because he tried to have an insurrection to overthrow the government, you were the majority leader and refused to bring it to the floor. I'm just saying, when you go to the 9th level of hell, sir, we will be shouting. When our resident teenage mutant ninja turtle, okay, descends down to the 9th level of hell, because like I said last night, he won't be going up to glory. He will be going down to the glory hole found on the 9th level of hell. When we get the message on our computers, sir, that you have died, a guttural scream will upchuck from our belly, from our soul, from our bowels.
Did you get verified? Did you get verified? Somebody look at your neighbor and say, yeah, paid for my verification. Yes, it did. Gonna do it. Yeah, yeah.
We gonna shout. I'm just telling you what's gonna happen. We gonna shout. Trying to tell you. We gonna shout. So you can go on down to the 9th level of hell whenever you ready. But this happened, y'all. I told y'all, I have no reason to believe that not a single one of these people that Donald John has put up for nomination won't be confirmed. Y'all can fall for the banana in the tailpipe. The Republicans will say a whole bunch of fuck shit about how, we have some issues with so and so. We have questions. We have real issues with it. All of these bitches about to get in there. All of these bitches about to get in there. All of them. From Cash Patel to RFK Jr., this whore done got in there. Pete Hegseth got in there. Pam Bondi bitch ass got in there. Everybody, yes, even Kennedy Tawana. Listen to me good. Every single one of this man's nominations, if they were not going to get in there, they wouldn't receive a confirmation hearing. Once they get to the confirmation hearing, you bet your bottom dollar. They know the Republicans are smart like that. Let's be clear. They're not going to put somebody up for a confirmation hearing and then have them hit the floor of Congress, have Congress vote to send them from debate to an actual confirmation vote. Once they get to that step, they already know the votes are in hand. I can tell you, everybody who has a confirmation hearing will get confirmed. We haven't seen a single person with all of the trepidation and all of the concerns from some of these Republicans. Every single person that has come up for a confirmation hearing has been confirmed. All of them. I'm just telling you what I know. Well, the Speaker of the House, fuckboy extraordinaire, Mike Johnson, he and the Republicans unsheathed the budget to fund the president's agenda. Okay, so that was unsheathed today. You should know they want to raise the debt ceiling. This shit is not going to even make it out of the House. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. Now, here's the problem. Here's the problem. They want to raise the debt ceiling, right? Before I get to Medicaid and SNAP, I'll get there in a second. But let's talk about the debt ceiling. We know there's a whole faction of the Republican Party that said they are never going to vote to raise the debt ceiling, ever. That's in the House. They've already said it. Don't bring it over here. It ain't gonna happen. However, Mike Johnson once again put it out there to raise the debt ceiling in this new plan, right? You know what Mike Johnson is banking on? I'm gonna give y'all 20 seconds to tell me what you think Mike Johnson is banking on in order for this deal to get across the finish line. I'm sure some of y'all know what he is banking, what he knows is going to happen, which is why he has no problem putting this plan out there. A plan that he knows is going to alienate huge swaths of the Republican Party. What, ladies and gentlemen, does Mike Johnson know that allows him to so easily put out this plan? I just want to see if y'all know what it is, because I know what it is. I just want to see if y'all know. Because these people are laughable to me. Laughable. Nobody knows. I thought surely one person would know. Well, here's what he's banking on. He is dependent on, and he knows without a shadow of a doubt that the vast majority of the goddamn Democrats are going to go along with whatever he says. The Democrats don't have a set of balls. Now, let's be clear. There won't be any this will be a continuing resolution. Let's be clear. They're banking on getting this stuff through via continuing resolutions, which only require 50 a simple majority. They know there's not an ice cube chance in hell of there really being any type of budget reconciliation or any balanced budget pushed through at all. All of this is going to be continuing resolution, let's be clear, which takes a simple majority. So if you go into this knowing you're only looking for a continuing resolution, which only requires simple majority, and you have a simple majority in the House of Republicans, why then, sir, would you put something in there that would alienate Republicans? You do that because you know good and hell well the Dems are going to bend the knee. The Dems will bend the knee and and alienate their own base by having services and other things stripped away. Now, that's what happened the last time we had a continual resolution in goddamn December. He had a deal with the Dems. Hey, TJ, he had a deal with the Dems that the Dems liked. His Republican people didn't like it. He and Donald John said he didn't like it, and he went rogue and tore the deal up and went and put everything Donald John wanted in there, but still didn't have enough votes for it to get this continual resolution passed. And so he went over to the Dems instead of going and trying to make his own party happy. And instead of doing what he needed to do to get all of the Republicans to fall in line, he said, oh, I'm going to just go over here to the Dems because I know they weak. And that's what he's banking on right now. Now, they are in this new plan. They plan to gut Medicaid. They plan to cut Medicaid. They're trying to, this new reconciliation bill has about $2 trillion in cuts to the federal government. Now, a good part of that is cutting Medicaid. Another good part of that is cutting SNAP benefits. They plan to lower the federal match for Medicaid expansion population and instituting a per capita cap, which would save $561 billion and up to $900 billion over a decade, respectively. That's according to their estimates. But Steve Scalise went further and said that they couldn't rule out further cuts to Medicaid. He said, quote, work requirements in Medicaid is the place you would start. When we're running deficits, to be adding more people onto government programs and taking them off of private sector insurance doesn't make a lot of sense, end of quote. So what he said is they're going to put work requirements on Medicaid. They're also considering putting work requirements on SNAP. So now all of these people who you saw, black, white, blue, and purple alike, some of these people that's on these Medicaids and on these SNAP benefits and said, I'm voting for Trump because he gave me a stimmy, which was a lie. These will be the same people that's going to go down there looking for Medicaid, and they're going to be told, no, I'm sorry. They're going to go down there looking for SNAP and be told your SNAP benefits have been cut in half. You got 2 more months of SNAP and you got to get a job or you're just going to be homeless. We don't know what to tell you. So this is happening, and this is happening for a lot of our family members, loved ones, and so forth. There are a lot of people that's about to be there are a lot of people that's about to be affected by this. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of church. Let me tell you how this reminds me of the church. You know, you have people in the church, they be done went to church all their goddamn lives. They be done gave tithes and offerings. That person died. The family asked them so much as, well, can we have a funeral here? And the pastor be like, well, I don't know. We got some stuff to do. We can't really help you. Or God forbid you done gave to the church decades and decades and you say, well, I'm having a little trouble. Can the church help me? And the pastor be looking at you like, ain't nothing we could do for you, honey. And it's the same way with the American government. You do realize that your salaries in Congress are paid by our taxpayer dollars. You do realize that all of these government funded programs are funded by us, by our taxpayer dollars, right? And now you're telling us that you want to take these away from us and we paid for these? That's what this is like to me. But I just want y'all to know this is what they're talking about doing. One of the a vice president and director of the program on Medicaid and the uninsured said, quote, with a reduction in the expansion match rate, it is likely that all states would need to evaluate whether to continue expansion coverage because it will require a significant increase in state spending. If states drop coverage, it is likely that there would be an increase in the number of uninsured, and that would limit access to care across red and blue states that have adopted Medicaid expansion. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. This is what's about to happen. But all of this is dependent on whether or not they can get through Congress. Now, my question is, oh, I'm getting there. Aquarius is the real, is the only real sign. Let me get there, Aquarius. You know I'm gonna get there, girl. So my real concern is, what are the Dems going to do? If I'm the Dems in the House, baby, this is a continual resolution. You don't need us. If you're not going to come to the table and give some concessions to us, because Mike Johnson, when he put out this plan, had no conversation with the Dems, no conversations with the left at all, but is still banking on the left to fall in line. What I tell them is, y'all ain't come over here and consult with us. What the fuck do you want from us? Go over there to your people. Y'all got enough votes over there to make it happen. So go make it happen. And leave us out of it. That's what the fuck I would say. And I would say, if you want our votes, baby, you need to come with a better plan. Otherwise, y'all ain't even come talk to us. Let's do this. Because what I would do if I was the Dem, like we said on Red, Blue, and Black last night, that whole faction of the Republican Party that's about to be alienated by Mike Johnson's plan, if I'm the Dems, I'm going over to them. I say, listen, let's come up with a plan. Y'all get something, we get something, and we both compromise, and we can get something through. Mike Johnson be damned. But we'll see. I don't expect the Dems to be that smart. Moving on. This is the governor of Kansas. That would be, excuse me, Governor Laura Kelly. Kansas Governor Laura Kelly, who is a Democrat, vetoed a proposal to ban gender affirming care for transgender youth for the third consecutive year. Shout out and kudos to her. Now, this is setting up another battle with her state's Republican-dominated legislature that has previously failed to overrule her on the issue. Now, this is Kansas's Senate Bill 63, which would broadly prevent healthcare professionals from providing gender-affirming care, including puberty blockers, hormone therapy, and surgery to minors diagnosed with gender dysphoria, the severe psychological distress that stems from a mismatch between the person's gender identity and sex at birth. The Help Not Harm Act would also slash state support for transition-related care and put doctors who continue providing it in jeopardy of losing their medical license. And this act or this law would not just include sweeping a sweeping law that affects minors. It would also affect gender affirming care for adults as well in the state of Kansas. However, Governor Kelly said, baby, we're not having it. It's vetoed. Now, they don't have the votes. They don't have the votes right now to override her veto. The vote was 85 to 35. They need in the House, they need 86 votes to override her, and they only have 85. Now, 4 Republicans and 3 Democrats, there were 7 lawmakers that were absent. So we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, this can stand and they won't have enough to override her veto. But shout out to her. All of my pupils, if you live in the great state of Texas, come to the front. Put a 27 in the chat if you live in the great state of Texas. If you reside in the great state of Texas, put a 27 in the chat. Child Harold, you know I was thinking the same thing. Her and Governor Meemaw might be over there doing a couple things. I'm just saying. I didn't see that Aquarius is the only real sign. I gotta look that up because I would have had that in the dossier had I seen it, but I hadn't seen that. Did that just happen? That might have happened after I already put the dossier together. We only got one person from Texas. Y'all can fall out the bushes and put a 27 in the chat. If you from the state of Texas, you ain't got to be shy. You ain't got to hide. So, if you live in the great state of Texas, listen up because this is happening. Now, while people in the great state of Texas was laughing at Louisiana when we reported on this last year, well, Texas, here the fuck we are. Texas GOP lawmakers introduced a bill to display 10 commandments and read the Bible in schools. Republicans in the Texas Senate introduced a bill that will require the 10 commandments to be displayed in public schools and have time set aside in the day for students to read the Bible. The bill introduced by State Senator Phil King, Republican, would be similar to a bill that passed in Louisiana last year. I told y'all these people don't do nothing but copy each other. After Louisiana required all public schools and colleges to display the 10 commandments in every classroom, Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick promised a similar bill would pass through the state Senate in the following legislative session. And here we are. The Texas Senate previously passed Senate Bill 1515, which would have required the 10 commandments to be hung in classrooms. It passed along partisan lines, with Democrats arguing it would be insulting to non-Christians. It didn't come to the floor of the House in 2023 as they ran out of time in the legislative session. After the success in Louisiana, Texas lawmakers vowed to try to pass the measure again. Now, the State Representative King said in a social media post, quote, "The 10 Commandments are part of our Texas and American history. They are ingrained into who we are as a people and as a nation. Today, our students cry out for moral clarity, for the statement of right and wrong that they represent. If our students don't know the 10 Commandments, they will never understand the foundation for much of American history and law." End of quote. While the Louisiana law was set to go in place January 1st, it's been stalled in the courts and could make its way to the Supreme Court, which previously examined having the Ten Commandments in schools in 1980. We'll see. We'll see. I just wanted y'all to know that this is happening, Texas. I don't know if Georgia, if that'll make it through Georgia DPG. I can absolutely see Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma already has something similar to this that we reported on. But I could see Alabama and Mississippi, and definitely Arkansas over there with Governor Quasimodo, Sarah Huckabee Sanders doing something like this. I could absolutely see Arkansas, Alabama, Mississippi, and don't forget Tennessee. You know Tennessee is always here for the fuck shit. In more news, so Ilhan Omar, we got to go out and protect our girl Ilhan Omar. I like Ilhan Omar. I like her. I really do. Now, let me read this to you. Representative Brandon Gill, a Republican out of the state of Texas, is circulating a petition for his supporters to sign to deport a fellow member of Congress, that being Representative Ilhan Omar. Representative Gill had previously called on Omar to be deported, arguing she is more loyal to undocumented immigrants in the U.S. from her native Somalia than to the United States. The petition and an email circulated by him were first reported by Axios. Representative Omar became a U.S. citizen 25 years ago, back in 2000, after fleeing her native country due to the civil war going on there. The Minnesota representative has been the target of Republican insults following her staunch criticism of President Trump during his first administration. Representative Gill wrote in his email with the petition, quote, "Friend, we should have never let Ilhan Omar into our country. And frankly, America would be a much better place if she were to be sent back to Somalia." Recently, it came out that Ilhan Omar is hosting free workshops for Somalians who are in our country illegally on how to invade ICE and deportation, how to evade, ICE and deportation. It could not be more blatant. Ilhan Omar is more loyal to illegal Somalians than she is to the United States or the office she was elected to. End of quote. Now, Representative Gill is a freshman senator. This is why I say all of these gentlemen's agreements and standing rules and traditions have gone out the windows. This is a fucking freshman senator that he just got there. Okay? Just got to Congress and said, "Fuck this shit. I'm about this life. I'm putting shit out there to get this woman deported." An actual citizen. That's not how this works, sir. You're a fucking U.S. Representative for the United States House of Representatives talking about having an actual citizen deported. That's not how this works, sir. I mean, but far be it from me to expect a member of Congress whose job it is to make laws to actually know what the laws say. Mm, mm, mm. Oh, Xavier, they don't give a damn about harassment at all, especially when it happens to the left. Shall we remember Paul Gosar threatening the life of members of Congress and they did nothing to him? Shall we recall Marjorie Taylor Greene also threatening the safety of members of Congress and them not giving a damn? They don't give a shit. You are absolutely right. Give me shelter. They are trying to throw dog whistles out, but give me shelter. The scary part is there will be people who will, if left to themselves, these dog whistles will actually have the dogs come and have people try to do horrible things in real life to Ilhan Omar. They know that if they throw this meat out to these rabid ass dogs, while this is unconstitutional, illegal, and could never happen, they know that there are members within their respective districts that left to themselves will go to Washington, D.C. and try to cause bodily harm to this woman. They already know that. The woman receives death threats on a daily basis. They know full well what they're doing. We got to move on. I'm behind already. I'm already behind. Don't I get behind every day? Every day I'm behind. Dear God. So, well, the United States military has decided to stop recruiting service members from a Black engineering event. Let's get into this. Yesterday, military.com reported that the Army and other service branches will end their enlistment efforts at the Black Engineer of the Year Awards, an annual event that invites students, academics, and professionals with expertise in science, technology, engineering, and math. Quote, in compliance with Department of Defense and Headquarters Department of the Army guidance, U.S. Army Recruiting Command will not participate in the Black Engineer of the Year Awards event. Service members and civilians are permitted to attend this event in an unofficial personal capacity if they choose to do so. End of quote. And that came from Madison Bonzo, a service spokesperson. This comes just week after Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth issued a memo ordering all department agencies to abolish diversity, equity, and inclusion programs and offices to prepare to adopt new merit-based colorblind policies. Shortly after, he announced that the Department of Defense will no longer celebrate and observe heritage and identity recognitions like Black History Month and Women's History Month. The Black Engineer of the Year Awards event, based in Baltimore, has served as an essential channel for the Pentagon to access highly skilled STEM talent. Award reserve officers training corps scholarships and pitch military service to rising engineers. The Army Recruiting Command boasted a long-standing partnership with this event, and several past Black Engineer of the Year Awards events have included the Army Chief of Staff and other senior military leaders. Two defense officials signaled that the branch would likely abandon other recruiting events tied to specific racial groups. The decision has drawn intense backlash from Army leadership, and some recruiters have indicated that it's a problematic escalation in the federal government's effort to scrub diversity initiatives. One Army recruiter said, Black Engineer of the Year Awards has always been significant for the branch and is one of the most talent dense events that they do. Another U.S. Army general said, quote, it's fucking racist. For the Army now, it's Black need not apply, and it breaks my heart. End of quote. The Navy, Air Force, and Space Force have also withdrawn participation in the event and prohibited their officials from attending in an official capacity or in uniform. There's no word on whether the Marines have also pulled out. According to the data from military.com, Black applicants made up more than 24% of the Army's new enlistments in 2022. This is happening. This is happening. And the military will be dumber. The military will be dumber. Let's be clear. Can I say it? I'm just going to say this, and I'm going to be very, very unequivocal about it. What they want is an army of white people, which means they want a dumber army and or military. I say they want a military with more white people. They want all of their leadership to be white. They want those in positions of power and influence to be white, which means they will be dumber, they will be weaker, and they will not be what they claim to be anymore, the greatest military on earth. But go ahead, get it how you live. Because let's be clear, black people have proven throughout the annals of time that when it comes to intellect, we are second to none. I'm just saying. Anyway, this happened today. They had the first congressional meeting of the Doge Committee, which I think, first of all, for the Democrats to even seat people on this committee is a travesty and gives credence to this clandestine agency and gives validation to this clandestine fictitious Department of Government efficiency. So Mike Johnson created this committee on this Doge committee that's supposed to work in tandem with Elon Musk's made up agency. And the Dems, instead of saying, yeah, we're not going to even seat anybody over there for this fuck shit, have actual Democratic members of Congress sitting on this committee. Well, they had their first meeting today of a committee that Congress never voted on. I'm sorry, of a committee that's supposed to be have oversight or look, not have oversight over, but involves itself with, I should say, that's the best way to put it, this fictitious agency, right? So you had Representative Robert Garcia out of the great state of, where's Garcia out of? I forgot where he's out of. I don't remember. I think it's California. I'm almost sure it's California. But Representative Robert Garcia, I'm going to say it's California. He came out and said, well, last year, our chairwoman, our chairperson, Marjorie Taylor Greene, had dick pictures in committee meetings. So I'm going to put up a dick picture to follow suit with our committee chair. And he put up what he said was a dick pic. And the pic you see there is the pic that he put up, which is a picture of Elon Musk, who he says is a dick. I'm just saying. Hey, Janae. I'm just saying. Anyway, moving on. For my members of the Rainbow Coalition compound, I warned you all. I told you all that this was about to happen. All my members of the Rainbow Coalition compound, come to the whiteboard. I warned y'all. I told y'all were not prepared for what was about to start happening. Y'all have never lived in an America where these things would happen, and y'all have not y'all haven't learned how to deal with this. Well, this is happening. What's happening? I'm glad you asked. So, who is Booz Allen Hamilton? I'm glad you asked. Booz Allen Hamilton Holdings Corporation is a large defense contractor. It's a U.S. government defense contractor, hundreds of $billion company. Okay. Now, what does Booz Allen Hamilton have to do with anything? Great question. Booz Allen Hamilton is a huge, huge sponsor of World Pride. In addition to being a huge sponsor of World Pride, spends millions of dollars every year sponsoring pride events across the country. Well, because of executive orders from your president and them wanting not to lose their defense contracts with these yet to be United States of America, what are they doing? They're ending all of their diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. And thus, by shutting down all of these programs, they are removing their diversity goals and eliminating all references to DEI. Now, further, they have withdrawn all sponsorship from World Pride 2025 and all other Pride events throughout the year. What does that mean? Now you're going to have all of the major sponsors for Pride events pull out. There goes your funding. You will also start to ceremoniously see cities where Pride events usually take place bend the knee to this administration and start not allowing for parades anymore, pride parades anymore, not allowing for certain community buildings or parks to be utilized for these things. You're going to start to see that pride events that you all have gotten to know and love go away and having to be done in the cloak of darkness like we used to back in the day. I can remember a time where pride events happened and nobody knew because it had to be under the cloak of darkness. There wasn't big major corporate sponsorships. There wasn't cities giving you access to parks and parades and all types of allowances for. They just did not do that. So we still had pride events, but we was out there fending for ourselves, getting it how we lived. And this is going to start to happen. You need to be prepared for a time that is coming. And I don't know that you're prepared for it, but a time is coming where they're going to force the LGBTQ plus community back into said closets. That's what they're trying to do. And it's happening. So this Booz Allen Hamilton World Pride was scheduled to happen the same weekend as Black Pride in Washington, D.C. Memorial weekend. There was supposed to be Black Pride in Washington, D.C. during Memorial weekend, as well as World Pride 2025 during Memorial Day weekend in Washington, D.C. It was scheduled to be a huge event. They have now withdrawn their sponsorship, and they were one of the diamond or platinum sponsors of this event. Mm-hmm. And you're going to see that company after company will start to pull out of funding these events. And now we left on our own. Mm-hmm. They don't want any acknowledgement. They already told you they're not acknowledging Pride Month. Don't look for them to acknowledge Pride Month. No such animal anymore. Mm-mm. Nope. Does that mean that we're going back into these proverbial closets? Absolutely not. I'm just telling you what they want. And so what that means is we have to be prepared for this and move differently. And we have to come up with a plan and strategy to continue the fight. The fight is not over. There were a lot of people in the Rainbow Coalition compound that thought and was disillusioned to think, oh, we're living in a tolerant and free American society. Oh, we could just be gay and proud and out and about, and people just have to love us. And sorry, those days are maybe behind us. We're gonna have to fight like our ancestors did in the 80s and 70s and 60s and 50s, and even during the time where homosexuality was deemed a clinical illness. It was deemed a mental illness. Just wanted to make you aware. In other sugar spiky news, Disney is getting in with its racism. So, what's happening with Disney? Well, in recent years, Disney would put a warning, a content warning on movies like Dumbo and Peter Pan, movies like that were made decades ago. You know, Dumbo was made in 1941. Peter Pan was made sometime in the 50s. Other movies like The Aristocrats, Swiss Family Robinson. What happened was in 2019 and 2020, Disney started putting content warnings on these films, saying things like, "quote these what did it said? This program is presented as originally created and may contain stereotypes or negative depictions. These stereotypes were wrong then and are wrong now." End of quote. Another part, you would see a warning on the labels that may say, on the cover that may say, may contain outdated cultural depictions, and specifically, you're talking about in Peter Pan references to calling native indigenous characters redskins, the crows in the Dumbo movie that were deemed to be that were considered racial stereotypes and different racial tropes. Well, Disney's saying don't look for no more of these warnings. We putting it out there like it was. We going back to being racist. We're going back to being who we are. Don't look for us to have these one and no mores. No more. Fuck you and fuck your life. That's what Disney said. I'm just being, just being honest. Moving on. In our last sugar spiky story, at least we can end with some good news. So the good news for today, the family of Sonia Massie, and for those people who remember who Sonia Massie was, she was the Illinois black woman that was shot in her house. Remember, she was having a mental episode. They came to her house because she was afraid that there was somebody outside of her home that was, she thought that there may have been a prowler or somebody outside of her home. The police came inside and she was having, she told them she was maybe having a mental episode and she got shot. Remember, she got shot and killed by the white guy who said that she was trying to throw a pot of water on him. Remember he said she was trying to throw the pot of boiling water on him and he shot the woman in the face and killed her. Well, her family will now receive a $10 million settlement. Sangamon County, Illinois, has reached a settlement with her family in the amount of $10 million. I don't think it's enough. But like they say, they always talking about they got an issue with us saying we don't defund the police when the police are defunding themselves when they got to pay out millions and millions of dollars all of the time in these wrongful deaths. Exactly. Some slight now this $10 million ain't never gonna do nothing to get this woman back. You can't put a price on someone's life. But at least we got some good news from this. So I did want to bring that. I wanted to end our sugar spike segment on a good note. As we delve out of our sugar spike segment and deeper into the dossier, in more Kendrick Lamar news, you should know for all of the people that got an issue with his halftime show, he show making a lot of money. It's show making a lot of news. Everybody's show is watching it. Ain't they? Well, the bell-bottom jeans that he wore in his halftime show, those French luxury fashion brand Celine sells them, and they made them in tandem with Kendrick Lamar's PG Lang brand back in 2022. Well, they are now sold out. The jeans cost $1,200 if you need them. The bell-bottom jeans that he wore that everybody seemed to like, well, people found them. They went to the website, to the Celine website, and bought them all. They're now sold out, and they cost $1,200 a piece. I ain't mad at the Kendrick Lamar. Make your money hand over fist. They said his all of his music has gone up over 400% in streaming downloads and everything. We're here for all of it. Yep. Good for it. Glad. Make your money, Kendrick. I ain't mad at it. In sports news, that's Kadarius Toney. Now, Kadarius Toney is a former Kansas City Chief wide receiver. He was on two of the Kansas City. He has two Super Bowl rings because he was on two of the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl teams. Well, he was arrested last week over allegations he strangled a woman. According to police documents, he was accused of putting his hands around a woman's throat during a dispute at a Georgia residence on January 14th. So he put his hands around that woman's throat, and according to police documents, I should say, he squeezed, quote, with enough effort to cause her to be unable to breathe, end of quote. The documents state the alleged attack left the woman with red marks around her neck and potential hemorrhaging in her eyes. Additionally, authorities wrote in the documents that he took the woman's phone from her during the altercation in order to prevent her from dialing 911. Warrants for his arrest were issued on January 15th, and jail records show that he was thrown behind bars in a Douglas County facility on February 6th on a charge of aggravated assault and strangulation. He was also charged on one count of obstructing and harassing 911 calls. His bond was set at $25,000. Now, he played this past season with the Cleveland Browns. I don't know. Sir, go with God. I don't know what to tell you. In Aura news, so Aura is in the news. Now he had appealed his sex trafficking conviction because he wanted to get out of jail and not have to do them full 30 years. Well, the judge said, bitch, stay your ass in jail. Stay your ass in jail. However, although the judge did tell him, bitch, you finna do this full 30, the judge did say, however, Ara, we will side with you. Now get this, y'all. Y'all lean in. So in the initial judgment, Ara had to pay Ara, because we ain't gonna call him R. Kelly, it's gonna be Ara. He ghetto and hood. Ara had to pay for the medical bills as well as prescription drugs for a woman to get Valtrex because he gave the woman the herpes. So he had to pay for the woman's herpes medication and her medical bills. That was the order of the courts. However, the judge that said you got to stay your ass in jail did agree with his attorneys that, yeah, we could give you medications, but bitch, we ain't giving you no Valtrex. You finna get generic. We're not paying all this money for no Valtrex. We're going to give you generic, and you're going to take this generic, and you're going to be happy with it. We're not giving you no name brand herpes medication. That's what they said. I'm just telling you what they said, okay? So Ara don't have to buy you no Valtrex. He do got to buy you some medication, you know, the ointments or the pills or whatever Usher and Ara have to take, all of the herpes people, whatever they have to take, you know what I'm saying? But allegedly. But he said he ain't buying you no name brand shit. He just need to buy you the medication. And the judge agreed. The judge agreed that Ara don't have to be buying you no name brand prescription drugs, and don't be asking him to buy you no goddamn name brand prescription drugs because he ain't gonna do it. Get over yourself. I just report the stories. I don't know what y'all want from me. What do y'all think? Let me ask y'all, okay? Do y'all think that the judge was wrong? Do you think that Ara should have to buy that woman Valtrex? You gave the woman the herpes. So since you gave that woman the herpes, you should have to give that woman some Valtrex. I ain't mad at her. Well, she's a problem too. She's a whole problem. I don't know, y'all. Ara, stay your ass in jail. I know you got your boo thing in jail. Go on over there, get you a little boo thing, you know, make you a few songs. We'll see you in about how many more years you got? About 25? We'll see you in about 25. So there's a whole situation going on the internets between Marlon, my baby daddy. I loves me some Marlon. I'll fight y'all about Marlon Wayans, okay? And Soulja Boy. So they've been going back and forward with tweets. It started because in a interview, they asked in a radio interview, they asked Marlon Wayans about Soulja Boy and Nelly and Snoop and them going and performing for President Trump, and they asked him about them being canceled. Hey, Chef Don Don, and Marlon said, "You don't need to cancel Soulja Boy. That bitch been canceled. He ain't had no fucking hits since God was a child." It was always Sean and Keenan for you, Xavier. It was always Marlon for me. Always. Always. Going all the way back to More Money. To More Money, More Problems. Going all the way back there. It was always Marlon for me. Always. Never wavered. Never. Y'all know I like men. My men kind of goofy. I do. Anyway, so he does have his foot on Soldier Boy's neck. Here's some of the tweet. Now I know y'all can't see that. Oh dear God. The one at the top says it's from Soldier Boy where he said, "Marlon, you a bitch and you not funny. Shut up, nigga. Keep selling your soul and sucking the higher up dicks." And they go on and on and on. My thing was when Marlon put out that picture of Soldier Boy being hugged by some dude and he said something like, "You'll do anything for your meth, won't you?" Child, it was a whole mess. They've been going back and forth. He said when he make his new scary movie, his new installment of Scary Movie, he's gonna have a character called a crackhead, which is a combination of crackhead and meth head, inspired by Soldier Boy. Marlon been dog walking Soldier Boy. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Let them listen. Listen, Pinky Tiki say she here for Marlon and Damien. And Damon. Not Damien. Damon. I'm here for all parts of Marlon. I believe Soldier Boy, you need to just let this go, okay? Marlon has been dog walking you for the last day and a half. You need to really let this go, okay? Bruh, you done lost. Take the L. You ain't tired of getting your ass whooped? Remember that time Soldier Boy was talking all that noise and they dropped him off in the middle of the hood and he was on camera and ceremoniously got his ass whooped? Remember that? Y'all don't remember that? Child. But it's been a mess. Just a goddamn mess. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I don't really care about Soldier Boy. Good riddance. We don't like him. He is what's worse. He's the worst part of the black delegation and the American populace. We don't care about him. Sir, go crawl back under your rock and leave us the fuck alone, okay? Go back to just putting your meat pictures all over the internet and leave us the fuck alone, Soldier Boy, okay? That's it. That's all. In more news, so for Real Housewives of Atlanta fans, no, I wasn't. Give me shelter. And for Real Housewives of Atlanta fans, that's Apollo from Phaedra's ex-husband. Well, he's been served with divorce papers from his current wife, Shireen Al-Mufti, who is accusing him of adultery, cruel treatment, and emotional abuse. According to court documents, she filed for a divorce on February 7th, just this past Friday, listing their marriage date as October 14, 2022, and their separation date as November 1st, 2023. So y'all only did a year? Oh, girl. Anyway, she claims the marriage is beyond repair and is not seeking alimony from Apollo. In her filings, she alleges that Apollo was unfaithful multiple times, abandoned her for at least a year, and subjected her to emotional and physical abuse. She also states that he refused to seek professional help for his mental health struggles. Listen, was it a known thing? Did we know that he had mental health issues? But wait a minute, ma'am. If he abandoned you for a year and you said that y'all was only together for a year, wouldn't that be the separation? Like, if y'all got married in October of 2022, Are you saying that the month after the wedding, he abandoned you and then y'all were officially separated in November 2023? Or are you saying that y'all was together until 2023 and separated and y'all was, because that's not abandonment if you're telling me y'all was separated. Or I'm so confused now. But you know, they said she was a gold digging ass hussy from the beginning. She wasn't shit. Now you know meat pictures dropped years ago of Apollo, and he wasn't working with all that much. You know what I'm saying? So the dick wasn't given too much. So she just wanted some. I guess she thought she was gonna get some fame and notoriety from being with him or whatnot. I don't know. Because from what I understand, she wasn't getting no dick like that. Let me finish reading what this saying. We could break this down a little further. Xavier, can one of y'all go over there and see what time really be going live? Go over there, Xavier, and see what time she going live. Because I might be late already. She is requesting the court finalize their divorce and fairly divide their assets and debts. There we go. That's what she wants. Interestingly, a settlement allegedly signed by both parties in October of 2024 surfaced in court this week, outlining terms of their separation. The agreement includes a permanent restraining order preventing Apollo from harassing or stalking her. However, Apollo denies agreeing to the settlement, telling news outlets, quote, "I did not agree to anything. We will have to have our day in court." A lot of that language is false, end of quote. Now, the divorce filings come months after he was arrested in March for last March for alleged domestic violence is an alleged domestic violence incident involving her. But wait a minute. I thought y'all was separated in October of 2023. How y'all got domestic violence in March of 2024? Let me keep reading. The reports state that after a night out, the couple got into a heated argument, with Apollo accusing her of cheating. According to the police report, he allegedly pulled her hair and pushed her against the refrigerator. She ran outside for help, but when she went back inside to grab her phone, Apollo had already left. Although surveillance footage captured a verbal altercation, the alleged physical attack was not caught on camera. Police arrested Apollo and charged him with simple battery, family violence. He was released on $3,000 bond, and the case has had little movement since. He was listen. The streets say, ma'am, you a gold digging ass hussy, and the streets say you get your back blown out from Duluth to Douglasville, to Jonesboro, to Alpharetta, to Lawrenceville. The streets say that your cooch done seen more peens than a bathroom urinal down to Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I'm just telling you what the streets say. That's what the streets, not streets, but streets say. Ma'am, they say your box has seen more packages than the boxes down to the Amazon warehouse, ma'am. Ma'am, I don't know how true that is, but they said what happened was, now this is what they say. This is allegedly, okay? Okay, so she'll have nothing set up. Thank you, Xavier. Now, allegedly, what they said was the reason that he went off on you and was so mad was that your name was so far in the streets that he was getting embarrassed, and that some of his friends was bringing stories to him about people and celebrities and people of notoriety that was close to him that had done blew your back out, and everybody knew, and everybody had done written their names in cursive on your walls. They say the walls of your cooch had the names written in cursive of a whole bunch of people. Okay, they was both cheating on each other. Oh yes, let's be clear. But you know, when the lady cheat on the man, it's a whole different situation. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Baby, Now you know it wasn't nobody's Peter. Child Xavier. Girl. Ow! Xavier, stop playing with us, okay? Nah, Xavier, you know it wasn't no damn Peter. Child, girl. Girl, child. Anyway, I don't have all of the details of the actual names. That's just the news that's circulating around town. I ain't got nothing to do with it. They just, ma'am, they say you a whole gold digging ass hussy. What do you want from me, ma'am? What do you want from me? But all of the stuff you got in this lawsuit, ma'am, this shit just ain't adding up. I'm still trying to figure out how he allegedly abandoned you for a year and y'all was only together for a year. I'm still trying to put that together. Xavier, I ain't got, listen, I ain't do it. I ain't do it. Anyway, ma'am, listen, I don't want you. I don't want Apollo. I don't. You thought they got married when he was in jail? I don't know when they got married. When did he get out of jail? Exactly, Janae. Ain't nobody tell her to go it, but mom wanted her a piece of the pie. She wanted some proximity to fame, and here we are. Man, go to fuck with God. We don't got nothing to do with it. In our last story of the day, I'm hungry, y'all. About to go get me some crab. So, everybody, yeah, rock your body, Backstreet, Backstreet's back. All right. So Xavier, the Backstreet Boys coming to your city, okay? They coming to the Sphere over there in your city, Xavier. They about to have a whole situation. Now, the Backstreet Boys have announced they're having a Vegas residency. It's called Into the Millennium. It's going to be at the Sphere in Las Vegas. It's starting in July. Now they're going to be celebrating their biggest selling album, which was the Millennium album, which features "Tell Me Why He Ain't Nothing But a Heartache." Tell me why. Listen, you can't say "tell me why." It's "tell me why." Tell me why. You got to say it that way. It's not "tell me why." It's "tell me why." Tell me why he ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why he ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. I'm just saying. I was a Backstreet Boys fan. I was not an NSYNC fan. I was never really an NSYNC only had one song that I liked, and that was Pop. That was my only song by NSYNC that I liked. I wasn't really an NSYNC fan. I never could stand Justin Timberlake. Even before the situation with Janet Jackson, I just couldn't stand Justin Timberlake. I really did not like him. Child. Then they have my other song, and that make you larger than life. Shout out to the Backstreet Boys. I might have to go out there and see the Backstreet Boys. I like the Backstreet Boys. Come through. Tell me why. Mm. Y'all can't tell me that's not a bop. If I Want It That Way comes on, you know you gonna sing that song. Don't even lie to yourself. If I Want It That Way, you in the store, you know it be playing in the grocery store at different places. Okay. Hey, Liz, go. I know it's late over there. It's almost midnight over there in England. Child, y'all 5 hours ahead. It's almost midnight over there. Thank you for being here, Liz. Go. I hope you're enjoying yourself. But y'all know, if y'all hear I Want It That Way, you walking through the store, baby, listen. You know, now you might not sing loud. Now, me and my friends, we are gonna sing loud. But you gonna hum I Want It That Way. You gonna be like, damn, that used to be my shit. Y'all can hate on the white boys if y'all want to. I Want It That Way was a whole bop. Right, Sharice. Don't let that bitch come on when you in your car. When that shit come on and you in your car, listen, let me tell you, baby, the way you be singing full voice in your car, tell me why. I know you do. Don't tell me you don't. If you tell me you don't, you lying. You lying. You lying. Child. Ow. Mm. Show me the reason of being lonely. Come through. Crazy Old Body Girl. That whole album was a whole bop. That whole Millennium album. And remember, Backstreet Boys was everywhere. Everywhere. Listen, Chef Don Don said he would show out every time. Every time. Listen. That whole album was a whole bop. Mm. Don't try and act cute. Y'all know y'all be over here jamming to the Backstreet Boys. Go ahead and go on to the Backstreet Boys Vegas residency. I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it. Cause listen, when me and my best friends we go somewhere, let Backstreet Boys come on and see if we'll show our whole natural black asses. And people gonna be looking at us like, the fuck wrong with them? Bitch, you need to join in and stop playing. Just saying. Child. Anyway, but yeah, so I might have to see how long this residency gonna be and how much the tickets. I might have to pay them a visit. Xavier, if I go to this residency, you better come your ass out the house this time. It snowed in Philadelphia yesterday, child. They say it's still snowing down to the DMV. Miss Kiki, child, they had everybody in the chokehold. You know, them hoes used to always be all over TRL. Shout out to Carson Daly and TRL back in the day. You know, if I remember correctly, I think Backstreet Boys actually made it on what's the show with AJ and Free? What's the show with AJ and Free? I can't think of the goddamn name of the show. But I think one time they made the countdown. Can't think of the name of the goddamn show with AJ and Free on BET. God damn it. What's the name of the damn show? Whatever the name of the show was. 106 in Park. Thank you. I remember because I was shocked as hell. I said, when y'all started having white people on this shit, now they was the only white group that I remember, excuse me, that I can recall. But I remember I was real I was real surprised. What are you talking about, Xavier? Girl, we're not doing this with you today, Xavier. Anyway, we ain't paying you no mind, Xavier. None at all. Anyway, listen. That's all I got for y'all today. That is all I got. We have cleared the dossier. We only cleared the dossier because I ain't see no live for Really Be. That's the only reason we cleared the dossier. If you enjoyed yourself today, go ahead and put a Shondo in the chat. If you enjoyed yourself today, if you feel this is my second live of the day and I am tired, if you feel so inclined, you can certainly feel free to donate to the platform there. We always like donations. If you have not done so already, hit the like button. You can subscribe. You can also become a member. If you are a member and you are a new member and you have not gotten your link to the members only chat, please get your send me an email or a DM on Instagram so that I can send you the link to the members only chat. You don't want to miss out on the members only chat. It is one of the best parts of being a member. The members only chat. Shout out to the members. We be having fun down to the members only chat. As a matter of fact, when I get off of here, we going down to the members only chat. Okay. We finna go down to the members only chat, y'all, and clown like we always do down to the members only chat. Y'all ready? Can I get all of the members to put some members only emojis if you finna go over there and clown with us down to the members only chat? Shout out to the members. But if you are a new member, because I got a couple new members, and I have not gotten any emails or IG DMs from you, DMs on IG from you, so that I can invite you to the members only chat. So please, please, please make sure if you're a member and you're watching a replay or you're watching now, you send me that information so I can go ahead and add you to the members only chat. You'll love it there. You'll love it. We all love the members only chat. Shout out to the members. Thank you, Diamond Pearl Jim. Thank you so much for your super chat. Because we be having fun down to the members only chat. Ciao. Now, Angela, where you been at? Because I ain't seen you down to the members only chat like I normally see you. Where you been hiding? They been having you working? Chat. Because I ain't seen you like I normally see you down to the members only chat. Hey, Lady D. Anyway, y'all, I'm about to get out of here. As I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged. They're much appreciated. Thank you, Diamond Pearl Jim, for your super chat. Thank you so much. Y'all really show this young man y'all a lot of support, and I am eternally grateful for all of your support to me and this platform. And I want to continue to bring you all stuff that edifies you and helps you get through the day, even if it's just that. Anyway, we about to go on down to the members only chat. That's all I got for y'all. Until what's today? Wednesday? Yeah, until tomorrow. That's all I got for y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out. Love y'all.